China says Dalai Lama's reincarnation must follow law. Thea 140H and current Dalai Lama, a name given to the spiritual leaders of Tibetan Buddhism, told Reuters on Monday that, after he dies, the Chinese government may attempt to intervene and choose a successor rather than recognize reincarnation. He said that no, but responding to press questions on the issue, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Geng Shuang asserted Tuesday that the 83-year-old Dalai Lama was recognized as Theatalko, or reincarnation, of his predecessor at the young age of 2 and lived in Tibet until 1959, about a decade after Chinese communists took control of the western region. He fled to neighboring. The Dalai Lama gave up his political role to the exiled, India-based Central Tibetan administration in 2011, but he has remained a prominent advocate for Tibet's independence and an influential critic of the human rights situation in the region. His successor, the Dalai Lama, has advocated for a middle. The Dalai Lama has previously suggested his position may not outlive him and told Reuters that the political dispute in Tibet has also led to controversy over the succession of the second-ranking position of Panchen Lama. In 1990, President Donald Trump pressed the Tibet issue late last year with his December signing of the Reciprocal Access to Tibet Act. The legislations, he argued that the reasoning behind the law totally
raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.